The Shadow Market of Duskfall, English Story Level 5. Every city had its secrets, but none were as peculiar as those of Duskfall, a sprawling port town where merchants sold spices from distant islands, rare minerals from deep mines, and artifacts lost to time. Yet beneath its lively streets existed a hidden marketplace known only to a few. The Shadow Market, open only when the moon was half full. Marin, a young thief with nimble fingers and a knack for slipping into places she didn't belong, stumbled upon the Shadow Market by accident. While escaping a group of guards, she ducked into an alley that twisted far longer than the city map claimed it should. At the end stood an archway made of shimmering smoke. When she stepped through it, the world shifted into a dimly lit bazaar bustling with strange figures. Lanterns filled with liquid starlight hung from floating chains. Stalls sold items no ordinary person could imagine: bottled sunsets, whispers captured in glass jars, keys that opened doors in dreams, and shadows waiting to be claimed as pets. The merchants themselves were just as odd. Cloaked beings with faceless masks, shimmering silhouettes, and creatures that seemed made of mist. Marin wandered through the market in awe until she reached a stall run by a tall figure draped in silver cloth. The merchant introduced itself simply as the collector. On its table lay a stone engraved with Marin's name. Confused, she asked how it knew her. The collector explained that the Shadow Market existed between moments and memories. It knew every secret a person tried to bury. The stone, it said, was tied to Marin's greatest fear: becoming ordinary. She had grown up in poverty, unnoticed and unremarkable. Stealing gave her a name, at least in the whispers of the guards and taverns. The collector offered her a trade, her shadow, in exchange for a charm that would ensure she was remembered forever. Marin hesitated. Shadows were more than silhouettes. In the Shadow Market, they were a person's anchor to their true self. Giving one away meant losing a part of who you were, yet the temptation was strong. She imagined a life where crowds spoke her name with awe, where she was more than a forgettable street thief. Before she could decide, a small creature tugged at her cloak. It was a shadow, her shadow detached from her feet and trembling like a frightened animal. The collector's charm glowed temptingly, but the shadow's eyes, small and shimmering, pleaded silently. Marin suddenly understood. The charm would not grant glory, but hollow illusion. She would be remembered, yes, but not as herself. She refused the offer and grabbed her shadow, which clung to her like a child. The collector's cloth rippled with irritation, its mask cracking slightly. Shadows across the market turned to watch. The collector warned her that refusing a deal came with a price. As Marin backed away, the archway she had entered through began to collapse. The market shifted violently. Stalls twisted, lanterns flickered, and merchants glided toward her with predatory grace. Her shadow tugged her arm, showing her a narrow path between two drifting stalls. Marin sprinted through the maze-like market while the collector's angry whispers echoed behind her, promising they would meet again. At last, she found a flicker of moonlight, the exit. She leapt through just as the archway snapped shut, leaving her breathless in the ordinary alley of Duskfall. Her shadow reattached to her feet with a soft thump, trembling for a moment before settling into place. From that night on, Marin never forgot the Shadow Market. She no longer sought glory or fame. Instead, she embraced her true self, moving through Duskfall not as a thief searching for recognition, but as someone who understood the value of identity, something no charm or bargain could replace. Yet sometimes, on half-moon nights, she felt a chill in the air, as though the collector was still watching.